Hello, everyone. I hope you guys are doing well and you had a great weekend. So, based on the couple video that I did last week, some of you sent me more questions, and most of them are related to immigration, especially immigrating from Africa to US. So I want to go over a couple questions. I think I have a total about 5 questions that you guys ask me the most. So I want to touch on them and quickly and see if I can answer your question. The first one is, what do I think about African living Africa for US, Canada, and Europe? Well, my point is, immigration has always been part of human history. So, regardless of the today's time, people have moved around for so long, and they're going to continue to do so in the future. So, what do I think particularly about African living Africa for Europe or Africa, for Europe or US or Canada? Mainly is because of the condition that we have in Africa. Things are not in place for a common guy who grew up with a poor background mostly to make it, and sometimes things are hard. So the alternative is to go overseas and find it something, or go somewhere where things are better, which is not always true, but that's the reality we face. So African living Africa is a sad thing, but it's something that is going to continually happen unless something is done by most African government, right? So if they can put in place condition, or we can have a decent chances in our native countries, I don't think many people will leave to come in Canada, US, or other European countries. So yeah, African living Africa is a huge problem that this video will not be able to address in this short time. But it's going to be something that's going to happen unless the politics back home, the conditions are better for people to find themselves where we come from, and then we can stay. The next question is, can Africans succeed in Africa? I say yes. I say yes. African can succeed in Africa. In fact, a majority of people who are succeeding today are African, right? The issue we have is Africa history is full of many major events that kind of serve as a roadblock to Africa developing or African being successful in our own country. And we all know about it. Slavery happened, colonialism happened, neo-colonialism happening. So make it kind of difficult for African to look at it as we can be successful, because many African countries has been only independent in the 1960s, at least late 50s and 60s. So yes, African can succeed in Africa if conditions are met. And in fact, actually, a lot of African are succeeding today in Africa, and some of them, many of them don't have to leave, but a huge percentage of young people still looking outside to go travel to try their luck and see if they can make it. So yeah, African can succeed in Africa if the right conditions are met. But not only the right conditions are met, we have to have this mentality also that there is something we can do about it, right? African living in Africa can actually try a little harder, or see life in different perspectives to be able to succeed. So yes, I believe Africa can succeed in Africa. At the same time, African can succeed well also overseas. Next question is, why many Africans join the US Armed Forces? The main reason is, I think, in Africa, we are really fascinated about armed forces for various reasons that I can't name all of them here. But many Africans who come to US find it as a path to take. First of all, as a career path you can take, because the profession of arms here is very structured. Is You can retire from the military, do a decent job, have a decent life as a service member. So a lot of Africans choose this path for many reasons. I don't know why. I can't pinpoint a single reason, but joining the armed forces here give you certain chances, like, right, speed up your citizenship process. It helps you with the money for college. It gives you kind of stable stable income. So a lot of Africans choose this path either by proximity to a friend who did it, or by some information or some recruiter approaching them once they get here that, hey, if you want to serve in us, in armed forces, you can benefit from them. So I had a privilege to meet a lot of African from all over Nigeria, Ghana, Togo, Chad, uh, you know, Ethiopia, or other nation in Africa who are currently serving the armed forces. So it's something that most African do when they come here for different opportunity that the service offer here. The next question is, do Africans have to return to Africa to help? I say yes and no. Yes, because sometimes African gaining experience here, getting education here, learning things here, can go back and implement that if the conditions are favorable to implement that, and help boost up Africa development. I say no for the second reason that today, with the social media, internet availability, there is a lot of knowledge sharing that goes across the globe. So people who are here can share advice, can pilot program, can do stuff with people who are back home. And actually this cooperation can generate, idea for development, or African can participate, in development in Africa, even though they live still in America or Canada or in any other place in the world. So I don't think necessarily that every African has to go back to Africa to help, but people who want to do it, I know a young Senegalese who went back from here, who live in Senegal now, who is doing farming. Like, he's educating, training people for farming techniques, and I think it's a great idea. I've seen so many people who are either developers or either data scientists or other field that have gained training or knowledge here and went back to Africa to start their own business, to do something to help. So I say yes or no. Yes, if you want to be physically present there, you can. If the conditions are favorable, you can. No, at the same time that with the internet today, social media, or many other platforms that we have, today's technological advance, African can help even from here. Next question is, which advice can I give to young African who want to leave the country? Well, I don't. The advice is very simple, right? If you can leave and go abroad and study and learn and grow, gain experience, come back, or do something with your life, I say do it. At the same time, if you have opportunity back home that you can explore a little bit more, be a little bit persistent, I also say do it. So I will not encourage people who will take the desert or the Mediterranean route to go to Europe at any cost, because many people are losing their lives, trying to get on the other side. I know it's easy to say because today I live in America, and a lot of people say, well, if it was that easy in Africa, why did you stay? To be honest, yes, just like young people who can watch this video later on, when I was in Africa too, my goal is to leave, right? To go and find myself somewhere, because where I came from, there was not much opportunity for me as I see it, right? But today's world, things are a little bit evolved, and some people are finding solution and they can remain in Africa. But people who can find solution and want to live for abroad, they can also do that. But do in the condition that you don't put yourself at risk, you don't put your life at risk to even die in the process. So if you have the possibility, the means to do it safely, to migrate, like I said in the beginning of this video, immigration has always been part of human history. People are always going to go from one place to another in the search for anything. And in fact, African people are not the only people that migrate, right? We see people from Europe who in the past or even today go to Africa for opportunities, but most of them, when they come, they call themselves investors, or they have other title that they give themselves. But it's only when African goes to any country that we call them immigrant, illegal immigrant, or whatever name they want to give it to. This play into a bigger politics that I'm not ready yet to discuss here, but that's something that is happening. So if you're a younger African and you find opportunity to go abroad, any country, to learn, to grow, to gain experience, or to do something with your life, I would say do it. But at the same time, there is so many opportunity that can open up in Africa nowadays with the new technology that's happening. We can learn and apply certain things that people are doing in other country, and it can work in Africa. So I'm for immigration, that it is safe or it is doable, that you don't put yourself at risk. But at the same time, I know how hard that is. So I'm not gonna sit here and say, well, everybody can do it in an easy way. So if you can do it without putting your life at risk of losing it, I would say do it. But at the same time, if you have ideas that you want to try back home, you can still try and to be successful. And last question is, what are the legal means to come to US? Well, at this time, I know that the DV lottery is being played, right? This is a program that U.S. government launched, I think, back in the 90s to help migrate, I think, 50,000 immigrants every year. So the DV lottery for 2023 is open, I think, October 6th to November 9th. But I'm gonna put the link, the official website, in the title of this video. So if you're really looking for this information, to play this lottery is free. You don't have to pay anybody money. So if any website is claiming to help people to win a DV lottery, is a false claim, right? Don't give your money to none of these people, because it's a free program from the US government to select, I think, 50,000 every year. But let's face it, Africa alone population is over 1 billion, right? And they choose every year 50,000 people. 50,000 is nothing compared to the millions of people who's going to play this DV lottery. The form is simple to fill out. You just have to put your information down, and then I think take a picture and send it up. So they're going to select among all these people. So your chance of being selected, I don't know. I don't know. So it's very hard thing to win, but some people do win. But as you can see, 50,000 visa that is available for the whole world, and they're gonna select people from many countries, many continents. I think all continents and many countries. So I can put the link there, and you just can't imagine how people is gonna apply for this thing. So don't give your money to anybody that is promising to help you win this DV lottery. It's a free program that the State Department run every year, I think between October and November. So you can try your luck. But also, while you're in Africa, I encourage you to try to do something with your life. And I encourage you into entrepreneurship, right? I encourage you into looking a little differently. Don't be stuck necessarily that you went to school for law, you can only do law, or you went to school for this, you can only do this thing. Look around you, trying to find solution to the problem that your community, your society is facing, and hopefully doing that will provide you some mean of living and make you even successful. So again, immigration has been part of the human history, right? People are always going to move from one place to another. Economic condition, political condition make it that many Africans nowadays want to go overseas and try their luck. But if you can try a little bit harder at home, if you can do something while you're waiting for other opportunity, I encourage you to do it. Again, if you have question, comment, put it in the comment section. I'll try to answer them as possible. Thank you, and talk to you next time.